Hello, YouTuber whoopers. It's Tuesday, um, 18th, 40 degrees out. It's going out of 35 tonight. Got a little brisk, but it's been nice. Um, so I wanted to share the conversations. The recording, of course, went pretty well this time around, which is always good. Say a little God's Prayer in the beginning and stay focused. Seemed to go pretty well. A couple of comments. There's a lot of good stuff on this video. This might be one that you want to watch a couple of times to get some of the little bits and pieces of information. Two things comes to mind for maybe a little more clarification is the Ezekiel wheel that they refer to. It's kind of like, I don't know, I'm dating myself. There's a lot of young people on my channel, but, the older people might remember when you would go into a diner and the cook would have this wheel and it's passed through the window and it would have all the tickets of all the orders on it. And he would spin the wheel around and he would figure out which one he's going to start cooking and which one is due and which one goes to what table and blah, blah, blah. So the Ezekiel wheel is kind of like that. There are objectives in your growth and they're all on this wheel. And that's something that you would work with yourself and your higher self and your subconscious and your conscious and your spirit guides and so forth. And so this thing would come around, say it had some particular task in mind, and you ignore it, and you say, I'm not dealing with that right now, I'm not dealing with it at all. It's going to eventually come around again and give you an opportunity to deal with it again. I mean, that's what we're here for on this earth, in a physical body. We're here to become more and grow, and that's what we do for ourselves. We give ourselves tasks to do that, and sometimes they're difficult and sometimes they're easy. And sometimes you have to do the task over and over again in order to get it right. And that's what human nature is all about. So that was when they were talking about that Ezekiel wheel, that the wheel will, if you ignore something, it will go back on the wheel and go around again, and at some point it will pop up and you'll say, didn't I deal with this already? And then you'll think about it and say, oh, well, I guess I didn't deal with it all the way. So that was one of them. And the other thing that jumps to mind is negative ego. Commonly the negative ego often will lie to you, but it also, the purpose of the negative ego is created from the initial wounding, mostly the wounding from Eden, that part of our history, that part of the Bible in the beginning, where we were cast out because we were tempted. Your story. Everybody's religion is similar, but it's in a different context. But at any rate, it's there to protect us. The negative ego's goal is to protect us. But the problem is it also keeps us from moving and growing. So you have to identify that energy and determine whether, is an electric stove dangerous, whether it's turned on or turned off. Now, if you once got burned on that electric stove because you didn't realize that glowing red thing was something dangerous, and you got burnt, for example, would it be appropriate to be always afraid of that electric stove when it's not turned on too? Or is there ways that you can work with an electric stove and not get burnt again? You know, so negative ego will have you stay away from that stove. There'll probably be a paralyzing fear. You ever had one of those paralyzing fear? I was on a roof once. I had paralyzing fear. I was very content to stay on that roof because I couldn't get back on that ladder to go down. But you know, it's that. So that's where the negative ego. You know, have you ever had? You'll be listening to a conversation, and you'll probably have had the most profound response to the conversation that you've probably had your entire life. And as soon as you have a chance to speak, it completely eliminates out of your conscious mind. You just can't remember the topic at all, and you're basically frozen in time. You can't speak out. You know, that's negative ego putting you in a duh. Whenever you feel like you're in a duh, it's negative ego shutting down your communication and your thought process to essentially try to protect you. The only thing is it's really the negative ego is part of the child and how the child responds to things because they're not they haven't learned about life to a point where they can analyze and evaluate. So those are two things out of the discussion that comes to mind. There's a number of things in the discussion this week, and it's sometimes worth it to listen to it a couple of times. But yeah, give it a listen if you're not already subscribed. I think there's a few of you that have already subscribed to the channel, and but it's kind of a cool thing. Share it on your Facebook page if you dare. Although you may not be able to find that share button when you're trying to share it to, you know, you've always been able to share those silly cat and chicken videos, but when it comes to this one, you just can't find that little button to hit share. It's funny. But so, you know, have any comments? I've already had some discussion already on this video. Feel free to join in if you wish. And after all, have fun.